all right, we're going. We got to get this show on the road.
Don't say we're going, just drop it.
I've dropped it already.
Okay,
we're going.
live.
Why
I
are we
get
always
it.
preparing? Just go.
God damn it. It's not in the script.
I'm getting yelled at behind the scenes, guys, to start the episode. So, welcome back to the show. You guys voted for it on Instagram.
The one time.
So we freaking
sorry.
did
No,
it.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just
a lot of people voted.
Yeah, a lot of people voted.
So,
Damn shade.
man, there's a
No,
lot
I'm
of
just
Early
kidding.
on.
And as you guys heard in the intro, we have Cameron on from PodPartDeux. Great having you. Great having you back.
Great to be here.
Thanks for coming back.
Always a pleasure.
You were jumped on it though. From
What
what
does
I
that mean?
hear, Nicole was like, "Yo, Cameron's like, I gotta be on the episode."
Yeah, no, he won.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You jumped on it when we
Yeah.
said that we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I
True
heard you guys
fan
were
right
doing
here.
Ex Machina, and I was like, hey, I actually have that evening off. You guys need a guest this month. So.
Nice.
Heck yeah, we do.
He knows our
Gotta
quota,
hit the
man.
quota,
Yeah,
one a
he
month.
knows
One a month,
it.
one a month.
Oh, and you remember that we filmed?
Yes.
Hold on, we're gonna.
With the spirit of this movie, I want to make sure privacy, is respected.
You gotta
Yeah.
have him
Are we gonna do a dance party like in the movie?
Yeah,
Or
you need to
do-
sign the
I
NDA
did.
though.
I didn't do any choreography.
He,
I'm a little stiff.
Carol, he
gotta
signed the
get Alex in
NDA
here.
outside.
Can
He
you,
signed the NDA.
Can
Okay.
you bring a pin?
Did Carol have you sign that?
I'm sorry.
No,
She
she
didn't.
Oh my God! Again,
Should,
that's
should
three
she
in a row.
have?
Yeah, you're supposed to sign
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't, Carol. Just go. Yeah.
some.
Venti.
She spilled wine on me, and
God, what?
Spill one, dude.
His shirt was white.
That
when he
part
got it.
makes me laugh every time I
Oh,
watch it. This is like the third time I've seen the movie.
She knows I'm angry.
yeah, I think
God
she,
fucking damn it!
she doesn't understand a word of English. I think she can tell you're pissed.
Yeah, I love that.
There's always a dinner table scene in like these movies. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's just like A24 dinner scene.
Dude,
dinner
that
table.
is a good point.
A24.
Lighthouse, wasn't that A24?
I think so,
A24
yeah.
was Lighthouse, yeah.
I mean, that whole
Yeah.
movie was based around the table.
Midsummer, Lighthouse, dude. I'm a fanboy
Witch.
for A24.
Witch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their studio, they come out with some good shit.
That's a YouTube
You ever
video
seen
if I've ever seen
a
one.
Ghost Story?
No, it's on my
No.
list though. I put it
Yeah,
on my list.
That's a good one.
Is that- is it
A24,
A24?
super slow, but
Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting movie.
I heard
Huh.
it's like not what you think.
It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
yeah.
it on like Netflix or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rooney
Hmm.
Mara and Casey Affleck.
Yeah, but
Casey.
Casey Affleck doesn't hardly say anything
But
because
he's in
he
it
dies.
All, right?
he's in it the whole time, but you don't see him.
He's a
Wait,
ghost.
So he doesn't have screen time?
No,
He's
he's
the
Patrick
ghost,
Swayze in this
bro.
movie, if you know what I mean.
Is he
He's
the
a
sheet?
ghost.
Is he the
yeah,
sheet?
he's the sheet.
You're lying.
I'm not lying
Wait, why would they hire Casey?
But he doesn't talk.
for most of it.
But he's the sheet.
Oh my God! Spoilers for a ghost
God
story.
damn, I know. Why is Casey known for doing like weird roles like
Because
that? Wasn't he
he's-
the son in
he's the little
Interstellar, the
brother of
grown
Ben.
Yeah,
up?
that's
Or the
like
or the
Yeah.
what I
brother-in-law
think
or
about him. It's
something.
like, I was thinking me and my son gets real sick, sit on the farm and die.
God damn it.
He's grown up Timothy Chalamet.
These look really refreshing,
God
and I
damn.
want to open them up. So let's get these
6.7.
before we
Dope
get
shit.
into it.
Drink it. That's like our Mountain Dew
6.7.
commercial.
Ready, guys?
Drink it.
Put it in your body.
All right.
All right.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, wow, he
Wow.
beat you, and he
I
was
know.
behind.
I have nails.
We're drinking a boysenberry sour
from Helton.
from Helton
Good
Brewing
shit.
Company.
They're right down the street.
They are, yeah. They are on Indian School, dude. Really close
They
to us
really
in
are.
Phoenix. So,
Oh.
helping the locals out.
The
And
boysenberries are the rocks.
You guys already saw it. The
I didn't
sick
even know
ass
that.
can. Sick ass can. This is the coolest can probably we've done.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Helton,
Oh, for sure.
Helton has been like killing it with their can art lately.
God
they've got a pilsner called Venom. It used to just be called Helton Pilsner. It's just got like a snake head on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. They're brewed and bottled by it. So
Yeah.
on Indian School they actually bottle them and stuff there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
Oh, yeah.
their whole facility.
Wow, yeah.
And they just got picked up by a major distributor. So now they
Sick.
should see
Hardcore.
more of their shit around town.
Why are all these
Not
beer
as-
companies though like so grim? Like the
'Cause,
ones you were
dude,
showing
we're
me
all-
this
Skull
morning.
sell.
Cuz we're all depressed, bro.
Are you like selling to motorcycle gangs or what? You're
Listen,
selling to
alcohol
us.
is a depressive.
Yes, absolutely.
I see this can and it stands out, you know. It's
Oh,
got
yeah.
that bright pink
It's
sky,
beautiful.
that pink, that
Yeah.
the
blue.
red and the blue, and
What
it's a
kind of art
perfect
style
design.
is that? It's like a art pop, right?
It almost looks like
You know what I'm talking about?
Pop art? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
it
know.
almost looks like if you game what's that game called? Borderlands type
Yes,
Oh,
style.
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
It
Yeah,
does
yeah,
look
yeah,
like that.
yeah. This episode is just diving into can art,
Yeah.
by the way.
Fuck,
so.
dude. We need to do a Patreon episode where we do like the best design cans
Really, though.
throughout the year. Because
Although-
we take pictures of them. We have
We
them
do.
all.
This one photographs very well.
Yeah.
I think that this is really fitting given the outstanding cinematography of the movie we're talking about today.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's kind of why Nicole picked it.
And kind of the red color makes you think of like the palette of this can is very similar to the color palette of the movie, I think.
I think
Especially
so,
towards
too.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, with lockdowns and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right.
I think so too. And blood.
Ooh.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
You barely see it. Man,
Oh,
but it's-
dude. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
do it in the intro.
Oh,
Heads
that's
up,
right, we
we're
didn't.
recording an
Spoiler
episode
alert.
on this.
Yeah.
If you
movie.
listen, you know what we do here.
But that's true. That's true. I don't know, dude. The one day we're gonna have someone come across our YouTube.
This
I
could be
know.
a
Like,
this could be
wow.
like a big breakout episode. And we
Yeah,
got a bunch
I'm-
of new people who are like, I didn't know there
I'm
was a spoil the
really
movie." I'm sorry.
curious to
That was
see.
mean.
I'm really curious to see how this 4-year-old movie was. Non-spoilerly, of course.
Yeah.
Load it up. First thing we're like, he
Oh.
dies.
We didn't say who.
And then I get all the hate mail.
We didn't say who dies. Because
This-
that's something I want to talk about. Did Donald really die? Do you
I think
You
so.
don't think he'll get out?
Bro,
ever?
I think he's stuck.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, it just dawned on me. They made it very obvious that he has no family to go look for him. So
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. All right. Well, my theory's out. I'll be leaving.
all right, first theory's out.
Make sure you subscribe, Patreon, become a founding
Dude,
crawler.
so I kind of connected to this movie back when I was on. You guys were on Her with us,
yeah.
and we were on your episode over on PodPartDeux in season 1. We called it Them. I keep forgetting. Is it Them or Her too?
It was her to Samantha
Her
Oh.
to Samantha.
because it was
okay.
focused on.
Because we
Who
made a
said
trailer
them?
for it. I
You
thought
said
it was
them.
them. I
Okay.
thought we said
them was our sequel to Us.
Gosh,
Oh,
that's what I remember. Okay,
yeah,
and that was really
I know
close.
that was like a sequel.
And
no one
I
asked
said that Her ends because we were doing your sequel, and then
Mm-hmm.
basically Ava wakes up. It was Samantha's conscience
Yep.
is in Ava.
AI. Or
and then,
her.
and then like a new
Yeah.
movie comes off.
And
Yeah.
that's all I could think of watching this ending. It fits so well.
So then-
it really does.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like I was. just
Imagine this
thinking of
movie starts.
what you're
She
saying.
wakes up and it's Poe
Who's
standing over
Samantha
her.
or Ava?
Ava, but it's like Samantha's like brain.
Yeah.
Basically.
In Ava's
Yeah.
I don't like that.
body.
It's scary.
And then Joaquin's in it.
And then yeah,
he walks in the end. It's the slow plan
he's
on
just
his
like
shoes in the
carrying Oscars. Just they're falling out of his hands.
How the
hall.
hell?
Only won.
How the hell does this guy have an estate that you can fly over for 2 hours?
Because he runs future Google, or he runs like the Google of this universe, Blue Book.
Essentially.
What's it called?
Blue Book.
Blue
But okay,
I
we
said
think
Blue
of Jeff
Bubble.
Bezos. We think of
Right,
Yeah.
but
Tim
they're
Cook, like all these people.
You don't think
They
Bezos
cannot
is
afford
chilling?
that much land.
You don't
Are
think
you
Bezos
sure?
Land is
chilling?
expensive, bro.
land is expensive, but
You
also
Plus,
do it.
plus,
You
you can't
do
even
it.
buy that type of land because it's technically like they like.
it's
well,
federal
Okay,
land.
yeah, maybe in the future
got you
there's
there.
like there's
But
no.
yeah, I mean,
but-
I feel like in the future we're probably going to see a lot more land be given to
Of course.
private
Mm.
interests.
Yeah.
But also keep in mind this guy appears to be running this search engine by himself. He's
That's
not
true.
paying anyone.
Right, he developed it when he was like 13 or whatever, 12.
Yeah. And like
He's
he
the-
doesn't eat anything. He just fucking drinks beer and water and that's it. Vodka.
So
that
the
works out.
Caleb, is he an intern? Right? Is that
No, he just works.
He's a
there.
programmer.
So
Yeah.
he does have employees.
Yeah.
Okay, but just.
Oh
like a-
yeah, no, you're
right?
right.
Well,
yeah.
everywhere in the beginning of the movie, so I wrote down here the movie just jumps straight in. Like it really
It
just
does.
goes. Like you're within 2 minutes you're like at fucking Nathan's house.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you're
Yeah,
already
that
there.
surprised me too. I was like,
Um,
oh, I'm gonna like walk in the kitchen and grab a snack, and like I walk back in, he's like on the estate already. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like rewind. Oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, great! I'm ready for some
Um,
backstory.
But
No.
which is kind of weird. But yeah, in the office where he's at, and then that shit's just flying by. I don't know if it was edited that way or what. Like, I was expecting they do a lot of background on Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
They do though.
They do, and I like the way the movie really.
He's from nowhere.
Yeah, I like how the movie gives you those things throughout. You learn.
It's
You
all
learn
about
as
that
you go.
dialogue,
You
yeah.
learn as you go. The writing here, they. Well, I guess we'll just jump into Alex.
Okay.
The writing here, they do a lot of like they feed you the dots, but they don't connect them for you. They'll give you the dot over here, they'll give you a crumb over here, they'll give you a crumb over, and you pinpoint all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Something I really appreciate about the movie is it doesn't treat the audience like they're stupid. It's like this is the character. This is all you really need to know in order to appreciate the story. You don't need to know everything about Caleb. You don't need to know everything about Blue Book. You just need to know this guy made this search engine when he was 14 and became a billionaire off of it.
He's a crazy lonely genius, and that take with that what you will.
Right.
You can make your own assumptions of him based off of that alone, and then as we go with the movie, like you see that.
Yeah, and Oscar Isaac does such a great job playing that role.
Yeah, this was my first intro to Oscar Isaac.
Oh, really?
As an actor, yeah.
My first was Sucker Punch.
Oh,
he
man,
talks about this movie.
I didn't realize,
Dude, because it was my first, bro.
I didn't realize he was in Sucker Punch.
Yes, and this is like way before Star Wars or anything.
Yeah.
And like I saw the movie, right? And I'm like, I just watched it because I was like 12 and there was girls in hot. Why do we always talk about this on this pod? But and then I never had it. Like I wasn't into like actors or anything, so I didn't. Besides like big people like Brad Pitt and shit like that. Yeah, Tom Cruise and all those people.
Tom Pitt.
But I knew you were gonna say some weird Tom outside Tom. And then like Star Wars and stuff started coming out, and I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh yeah, he plays a good bad guy. I like Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
I'd love to see him in more like villain roles.
For sure.
Yeah, and it was fun to watch him in Triple Frontier, which we did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wasn't that.
I think if we're just kind of going in the Star Wars, out of the Star Wars cast, like he's the best actor out of those three.
Adam Driver, dude.
Well, okay, I'm saying out of like
out of the three heroes.
The three heroes,
Oh, the three heroes. Yeah.
Not Adam Driver. Yeah. Adam is in his own category.
I love John Boyega. I just don't love him in Star Wars.
I like him, but I feel like maybe he's just not getting the right roles.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we haven't seen where he like really belongs.
Can stretch himself.
Attack the Block. I think he's.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I recommend Attack the Block.
I haven't. That was his first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that was like his breakout.
Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw him in that. That's
okay.
I saw, yeah.
So that's all. Is that like all he's been in? Has he been in some other little stuff?
He's been in some other smaller stuff, but as far as like genre work, it's been like Attack the Block, Pacific Rim 2, and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, maybe we'll see him, start working a little bit more.
Did Oscar buff up just for this role, or is he naturally?
I think he's naturally kind of buff.
That seems like his body type is like he's pretty built.
But like as Poe, he's pretty lean.
He's wearing baggy flight suits all the time.
But we also in the
he
most
is kind of lean.
He was wearing like a Indiana Jones outfit.
That's true.
Yeah, and he looked pretty like.
I think he buffed up, but also in Triple Frontier he's buffed, but that was like 2 years after, so I don't really know.
I think that's just him. I don't know.
Maybe he's low key buff. Some of those people are like really low key buff.
Yeah.
You know someone that's like low key buff. Like
yeah.
you see them every day, right? And
Yeah,
you're just like, oh, that's Jimmy, whatever. And then you go to like a pool party, takes his shirt off. You're like, what the fuck? This guy's like the freak John Cena. Yeah. So
That's Oscar.
Maybe
that's Oscar
maybe
for
he's
ya.
low key buff.
Love that guy.
But I do like that the movie jumps in, and then we kind of learn a lot
Mm-hmm.
as we go. I think Oscar, like we're saying, Oscar Isaac, I think he's awesome in this. And Alicia, she's amazing. Who's Ava. I don't know if you guys knew, but like her clothing, the robot's clothing, Ava's clothing, is actually the mocap suit.
Oh, like they didn't hide it? Or
Yeah, like so they had her in a full like onesie mocap suit, and then they just cut out certain parts. They were originally going to go with this movie did win an Academy Award for visual effects. So this was like it still looks good to today. I think it actually looks really
it holds
absolutely.
up super well
because they do it so right. It's just like subtle. They're not trying to do any like crazy movements with her. They're like flipping and shit.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's
So
the most real looking robot I've seen.
But that like her shirt and like her shorts and stuff, those are like the actual clothes of the mocap suit. And I was watching an interview, and they were like, "Yeah, we were gonna originally do like the whole body see-through type thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and also we thought like maybe it would just add more to her character to kind of have her like wearing clothes almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they even decide to like do like a different like colored thing. They're just like,
Huh.
oh yeah, just keep the gray color. I mean, it fits perfectly.
It does.
Not a lot of people know that, and it literally looks like she was like made in this facility, this research facility, and that was what Oscar Isaac just happened to put on her.
And that she's like an unfinished product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's
Really?
like,
Yeah.
she's. We don't know, like, does the full clothes mean she's finished?
Yeah.
Like, what does
Yeah,
it mean?
because I mean, at that point in the movie, when we're introduced to her, we don't know that there's a bunch of like completed, fully skinned out models.
Yes,
Right,
that
right.
have failed.
Yeah.
Did they fail, or he just didn't like them?
A lot of them looked like they were failing in the sense
Yeah.
of,
They were getting emotional,
Man,
which
the-
is what he wanted, right?
Yeah.
right,
The-
but
But they were getting emotional. In the
we don't
wrong
really
way,
know what
maybe?
his intention was.
He does that whole speech with
It's hard to say.
yeah,
Caleb.
with Caleb
Yeah.
about how when Caleb's like, why did you program them with sexuality?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
right.
Where he does the whole thing is like, well, plus it's fun, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe that's kind of his end goal, is he's just trying to have
Right.
like some kind of companion, because he is such a horrifying abuser,
Mm-hmm.
clearly, that he's not going to establish a meaningful relationship with a human.
Yeah.
So is that what leads him to pursue artificial intelligence to the degree that he does, and like push it in, like
yeah.
always do it in a female body? And
I was gonna say he clearly only makes women.
yeah,
Yep.
Which would have been interesting if we saw a male type
Mhm.
thing. I thought it would have been kind of cool if that, but
It would have
It
added
just de-
something to his
it
character.
just
I think.
depends on where what tone they're gonna get. But it's
Yeah.
not even like thrown in your face like, oh, I'm here to make a companion. You don't even really know Oscar Isaac's end goal.
Yeah.
He reveals it down later in the film that like, oh, I was giving her, Ava's a rat trapped in a maze, and I was giving her a one way out,
Mhm.
and that was you. And the real test isn't the Turing test; it's her.
Test on him, I thought.
Yeah, it's her being able to manipulate you to get her to help her escape.
Yeah,
Why
that
does he
was
want
the
that?
because
he's
he says
trying to extract
he's-
every part of humanity.
of humanity. He said she had to
Oh.
use manipulation. She had to use empathy. She had to use sexuality.
Yeah.
She had to use all
which
these
is
things.
really smart. I
Yeah.
mean, fucked up, but
Yeah.
really smart.
Yeah, and then that's when he says like, if that's not true AI, then what the fuck is? Because Oscar Isaac at that point is saying that it's successful. Like
Yeah.
Ava was
Yeah.
successful.
Well, you think about it, and they tell you in the movie that he created this company when he was 13, which is like
right.
near impossible, I think someone says, or it's just insane.
Yeah.
And when you're that smart and you get rich that fast at 13,
Mhm.
you really have no room to grow up. And so I just liked the play on like,
Yeah, that's
This
true.
is what-
Socially stunted.
and this is what money does to you, and this is
Mhm.
what knowledge can do to you if
That's
you're
true.
selfish with it or if you're greedy with it. And I think that's what he was doing.
I think so too.
Yeah.
As an aside, that house was so dope.
Yes. glass
house
panel
is sick.
houses are like the move for the decade.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's
what
a
it was.
real place. I don't know if it's set built. I don't know.
It's like the one in Parasite. Like that house
It
is
is,
sexy,
yeah,
and
that
then
Yeah.
this one
Parasite.
is like the little brother of it. It's really
I didn't realize the
cute.
one in Parasite was CG. Like a lot
Just
of
the
it
top
was.
floor.
Oh, was it just the top
Yeah,
floor?
'cause
Okay.
there was a base,
Oh, so
and
they
then
did
they
the bottom.
added like the scene with on the outside where she's swinging the ball
Mhm.
or whatever.
Right.
That top level was CGI'd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
like the amount
Yeah.
of CGI that goes into
Right.
like non-genre
Right.
movies is pretty wild.
The
Mhm.
amount of I mean, even 1917 was
no
nominated.
idea.
Yeah.
And it
for
fucking
best visual
won.
effects.
Yeah.
It
Who did you want to win?
won.
Who did I want to win best visual effects?
Yeah.
I wasn't really rooting for anyone in particular.
Okay. You
I
just
mean, for
surprised
me,
It
I
would
was
have been nice to
sitting
see
here-
Star Wars, just
Yeah.
because it's like the last Star Wars movie, and
Yeah.
they haven't won a visual effects award, I think, since the original one.
Yeah.
And they brought Palpatine back.
Well, I was for me, I was just saying
Yeah,
like,
wow.
for me, I was just saying like, okay, like you're saying genre movies, you have like your genres for that. I get 1917, like cool, the fucking building looked real.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. When you texted me, you're like, I literally thought that building was real,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
propped in or staged, and then they just lit it on fire.
Exactly.
But visual effects, I don't know. I just felt like bad for like Endgame, and
Yeah.
I felt bad for Star Wars. Like
Mhm.
they're spending more resources, like 70% of their resources probably
Time-wise.
on visual effects,
Yeah.
whereas 1917 had like a couple scenes, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was kind of mad about
That's
that
the Academy,
decision.
though.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Academy, whatever. But
yeah, like
the right movie won Best Picture, so that's all
Yes.
that matters.
Yes.
yes. Let's hear it for
Woo!
Parasite again.
So I'll be talking about it for the rest of my life.
But yeah, like the set design in this movie, the combination of setting and set,
Mhm.
like the having it be in what appeared to be like the Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
Yeah, it looked like Alaska type.
Yeah, it could have been
Yeah.
Alaska, could have been Washington.
Yeah, Washington. I got vibes like that.
But yeah, like the waterfalls,
Or
like the
Canada.
greenery everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
could be
Yeah,
Canada.
it's somewhere up there.
Yeah.
That's
But
that's
that
what I got,
combined
the
with
vibe.
like the very, very modern
Mhm.
house
Right.
design that's like built into the rock, and then the red lights on the inside,
Mhm.
the massive glass windows everywhere, just like all fit together so perfectly and create
Mhm.
such an amazing visual language for this movie
Mhm.
that I have to give props to like the cinematographer behind this.
Yeah.
It was,
And
it was
photography,
very,
like-
eerie.
Yeah.
But
Rob Hardy,
Rob
the
Hardy.
oh, nice.
yeah.
Just based off of the like visual alone of the house and how there was really no lighting except for
Yeah.
from the windows, which means that when it's nighttime, it's complete dark in there. Like that's what I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Um,
some like you see some lamps like in Oscar Isaac's room.
Yeah, but they're like ambient
Yeah.
lighting, and it's like the weird.
It's nothing super bright.
Yeah, it's like the weird red hue light or
Mhm.
like the
Mhm.
blue hue. It's like, oh yeah, the scene where they're talking and looking at the painting. You mean? There's like a regular light there.
Yeah, like when
But the rest of it felt very dark. Like it's
Yeah.
the one lamp and the
The
glow
movie
for them,
is
and
muted.
the rest is
like
dark.
the
Yeah.
tone of the movie's pretty muted.
It just gave me an eerie feeling, and I like it's
Yeah.
like subconsciously, like in the back
Yeah.
of
We
your
kind of see this
head.
in a lot of future tech type things, movies. Like in Her, we see it's like pretty muted. Like even though he's wearing like bright colors, it still looks muted.
yeah.
Here, you're in nature, still kind of feels drab. I don't know, like it
Mhm.
feels kind of down.
It's got that gray slate.
Yeah,
everywhere.
and I do like they kind of touch on it when he gets there, and he gets his room, or whatever, and then Caleb gets his room, and Nathan's like, "You don't like it, huh?" or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know. The dialogue is kind of good, kind of bad. I'm kind of I'm iffy, and there's something on my dislikes that I don't want to bring out yet, but
Okay.
and he's like, "Oh, this is built as a research facility. Like
Yeah.
this isn't a fucking hotel. This is."
Yeah.
This is supposed to be like business essentially. So
Mhm.
I the tone of everything, like once you get into the basement and stuff, is
Yeah.
super cool too.
Having the one piece of like artwork that's really shown throughout the movie be a
Right.
Jackson Pollock painting, I
Yeah.
felt was super fitting, especially given the little speech that Oscar Isaac gives.
Yeah. Aptly, like you see that painting, you're like, okay, something's happening. Like with
Yeah.
this, like
Yeah, and there's a good moment where when does it sits on that painting for a little bit, and I think
Mhm.
it's after Ava like gives him the test. Like
I think it's the
Ava-
halfway part.
yeah, like
where it's
Ava
like-
gives him the test, and she's like, question 5, do you want to be with me?
Yes.
And you don't hear his answer.
Yeah.
And then there's literally like a 2-minute scene or 2-minute montage of scenes of just silence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was almost like designed to make you think, as the audience, like, what would you say? What do you think he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit on this moment, like, what's happening? Like, what the fuck's
Yeah,
happening?
it
There's,
gives
like, no one
the movie
talks.
like room to breathe, which
Yeah,
is
it really just breathes, and like
really, really nice.
just ambient noises, waterfall,
Yeah.
nature. Weird. I don't know. The tone is. I like it. I think this movie is a good movie. I don't think it's like it was. I think it's kind of overhyped. That's my thinking of it right now. Maybe because it's multiple years past.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw it originally, I was like, "Fuck, this is grade A."
Yeah.
I mean, like my first time watching, I thought it was one of the best movies. But
I think
right
it's
now,
hard
I'm
to
kinda-
do quiet movies like this and have it
It is pretty quiet, huh?
be like meaningful. I don't know what the right word is for this, but like it's hard to do quiet movies in the way that Alex Garland did this movie.
Yeah, I think it's hard to market quiet movies too.
Right.
That
for it
too.
to
I mean,
get,
this
like,
was
a
marketed as
following-
like a thriller.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could call it that.
And really,
Thriller,
I mean,
suspense.
Yeah.
It's
At the
psychological
end.
thriller.
I mean, it turns into it at the end. At the
Not
beginning.
quite a character study, but for me,
In a
this
way.
movie is like a lesson on loneliness.
Yeah.
Because Ava's lonely, Nathan's lonely, and Caleb
Caleb's lonely.
is lonely. He doesn't think he is until he talks to Ava, and she's like, "Do you want like that scene where she's like, "Do you want to be with me?" and we don't hear him. It's like when we see him next, he's really like
He's
you could
pondering
tell,
it.
Yeah, well, he's
Yeah.
torn up over
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and it's kind of like fuck, like I'm falling in love with a robot. What does that say about me?
yeah,
And like
It's
because he's
weird.
lonely.
Yeah, it's weird.
So movies like that, it's just like it's hard to like as a movie. For me personally, this is me personally talking.
Mhm.
Like it's hard to like as a movie, which is why I've talked to you a little bit about this. But like I can see how it's beautiful and well done, and there's definitely skill behind it, and that's why I don't like talking about it, because I don't want to knock anybody on this. But with movies like this, I'm kind of torn over what is the point of making this a movie and not I don't know, an essay. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
feel like the movie would work really well as a short film.
Yes,
Yeah, is this based on a book? I
No.
don't
No,
know.
it's
yeah.
it's,
It's
a
his-
totally original.
yeah.
Which it was
Again,
nominated
that's
for original
amazing.
screenplay, and I thought would win
Yeah,
when it was during that Oscar season. It didn't win, but yeah, I think it is super original for the time.
It is absolutely, especially as a sci-fi movie.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
It's smart. I think
Yeah.
I think Alex Garland is in his own little subcategory. Like everything I've seen from him is I like.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
I watched Annihilation. I like it. Not a lot of people fucking liked Annihilation.
I
Yeah.
love Annihilation.
I think it's
love
good.
it.
That's based on a book though, so like now you have
looks amazing.
yeah, I know.
It's so loosely based on the book.
It's
Yeah.
loosely based on the book, and the book's not even really like. I mean, it's like 100 pages, right? It's like
It's pretty
some-
short. It's a
something
little
short.
more than 100.
Yeah,
but yeah,
so
it's
it's
pretty
not
short.
like
Read
it's-
Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
great.
shop local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here at Changing Hands.
Definitely not sponsored.
I might actually need to pick that up, bro. I haven't read it.
I might have it. I don't know.
But I don't know. I think he's, for me, a lot of his movies feel like Denis Villeneuve movies, where
Yeah.
like he had like you watch it, you're like, oh, is this like a Garland or Denis? Like I feel like they like work together almost. Like all their stuff feels the same.
Yeah, I mean, like there's enemy vibes.
Enemy
Enemy's another
vibes.
one where it's like,
It's
yeah,
a quiet movie.
it's a good
and-
movie, but like I personally don't like it because
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. It's hard.
I think what really ties Garland and Villeneuve together is visual style.
Yeah, visual. Their
Like,
cinematography.
Their
like,
cinematographers
that they pick are
are both like class A, like, and we don't really see a whole lot of other things that Rob Hardy has done. I mean, the two other things that I found that I recognize that Rob Hardy has shot are Annihilation.
So he worked with
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like
Yeah.
Annihilation has the entire same crew as Ex Machina.
right,
Nice.
right.
I love directors who do that.
They were like, "That's a wrap." By the way, we're doing Annihilation.
And strangely enough, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
which
didn't
is
even know that.
wild.
I could totally
But,
see
like,
that.
Mission
Now that you say
Impossible-
that.
yeah, Fallout has
That's
such
true.
a
And
great
thinking
visual
about-
style to
yeah.
it.
It does
compared-
have a good style. I mean, like, come from the bathroom scene and like. Just
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Well, the
bathroom
helicopter
scene's
scene.
so good.
Yeah.
And the red. I'm not saying he's into red lights, but
Yeah.
Does Rob already have a
Now that you
freaking
say
red
that.
room at home, dude?
you know, we all have our own.
They are really close.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited to kind of see a little bit more of what Garland does.
Yeah.
I am too. His
Um,
next project is a TV show.
Oh, really?
It's called Devs, and it's a Hulu show.
Devs, like
Devs.
developers.
Yeah, like
Okay.
developers. And it's
Oh.
going to be a Hulu original series.
Is it a comedy?
Interesting.
No, it's a drama.
Huh.
I would watch it. I mean,
Yeah.
technology.
It sounds like a
It-
dramatic spin-off of Silicon Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
it's
a
about.
dramatic
I think it's
version.
about
Yeah.
developing like AI.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So,
So
But-
he has a niche.
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
yeah.
dude, what if it's in the same universe?
Ooh,
He could do
crossover
it.
potential.
He could do it.
He could do it.
We see young Poe at 13.
Oh my god. Or like just a character mentions,
That
yeah,
would-
there's this kid that's working on something.
Caleb something.
Yeah. We love those.
Mhm.
I have some things here, some interesting things.
Oh,
so
shit.
the
Here we
Ava
go.
sessions are split into 7. 7
Yeah.
sessions.
Okay.
And there's a lot of talk about God and like this type of thing. And God created the earth in 7 days. So that's also like a
It's a heavenly
tie-in.
number.
Ex Machina is like derived from, what was it? God
A machine
Deus
of the
Ex
God.
Machina.
Yeah.
God out of a machine.
God
God
out
out
of
of
God
machine.
from a machine or whatever it means. So now you have just Ex Machina, which is like from machine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of talk about it, and especially like when he's like, "You're not a man, you're a god." I don't know. I like that banter there, and it
Yeah.
also shows that he kind of isn't grown up. Like
Yeah,
Poe
he's
clearly knows.
pretty
I'm
full
calling him
of himself.
Poe.
Oh, yeah.
Nathan
He
Nathan
always ends up
clearly
calling him
knows.
Poe.
Yeah.
Nathan clearly knows like that wasn't the quote, but he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna quote that."
Yeah. Like that moment where they're like over by the waterfall.
Yeah.
And he quotes Caleb quotes Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I am become
He's
death.
like, "There you
destroyer
go,
of worlds." There you
Mr.
go,
Quotable.
Mr. Quotable. He's like, "There you go, Mr. Not knowing what I'm saying," or like, and then he's like, I know what the fucking quote is."
Do you think he really knows or
Yeah.
what? I don't
But
know.
like no one's around for him to.
I mean, he runs a search engine company. You'd have to
Right.
imagine he knows.
Right,
Like,
he has to know.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Also, that's pretty illegal what he did to create. Ava.
Yeah, very illegal.
What did he do?
He opened every phone, cell, webcam.
He
search.
Dark Knighted them.
He,
Oh,
yeah, literally, he was
He
Morgan.
Alfreded.
He was Morgan Freeman.
He was Lucius
Freaking
Fox.
Lucius Fox. Oh my God!
So you know, I'm
Batman.
not working for you again.
But yeah, Batman made Lucius do that
Yeah, he
in
did.
defense of Lucius Fox. All right.
Yeah, no,
When
it's
you're
not
done.
Lucius. It's
When you're done, sign your name. Types it in.
Out.
yeah.
Blows up. Yeah,
Yeah. But
he
you
does.
guys
He did that.
like movies like this. Like honestly, I'm not stupid, but like they go over my head a little bit. So I really like.
Well, like Cameron said, it's not like they don't treat you like you're dumb.
yeah.
There's a lot of talk, but none of it's like proven AI yet. At
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
from what we know. So it's pretty like fantasy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff developing right now. Like we have what's her name? I'm calling it a her. It's a freaking computer. But they have the robot that like is
Oh.
human. I forget the name that they gave her. That responds to you like Will Smith's done an interview with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh, really?
it literally is like a human face.
That intrigued you, Will Smith?
Dude, you gotta watch it. It's pretty creepy though.
Talking to a robot.
It's like it's creepy how close it is. Because even with
Yeah.
Ava, they do subtle movements with Ava to show you that she is a robot.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
twitch.
Like she's doing a great job with like her head,
Yeah.
like C-3PO almost. But
Mm-hmm.
but like when she takes a question, she like computes it. Like
Yeah.
someone.
That's great sound design.
yeah,
too.
in the
Oh,
sound
that's
design
right,
too.
yeah.
So
The
like
whirring. And
they'll ask the
everything.
question, or Dom will ask the question,
yeah.
and then she'll like kind of twitch. It's
Yep.
almost like
Mhm.
her brains are working, right? And then
Yeah.
she's like answers.
Yeah.
A lot
And
of
I-
that stuff is really interesting to me. I think the soundtrack's awesome, and I love Annihilations as well. That shit is wild.
Bass
It's
slappers, I
It's creepy. It's eerie.
It gets under
Ben
your skin.
Salisbury and Jeff Barrow.
Yeah,
For both?
Yeah.
Annihilation
Yeah.
and-
They
beautiful.
did both
Yeah.
soundtracks together.
You're telling me these are both soundtracks you would just put on if you're writing?
No,
or-
I wouldn't. But I think that they're great soundtracks for the movie.
I listen to Annihilation. Like,
You love soundtracks.
yeah, I
and-
know, but I think
remember-
I
the
guess
moment when
Annihilation I have put on.
the
I haven't
moment-
put Ex Machina on.
the moment when he slits his like wrist
Oof.
open.
Oh my god.
By the way, is like I couldn't. I
I
know.
can't watch.
I don't
know.
like.
I
I
was really
watched this
squirming
in
at that
theaters, and
part.
I don't remember squirming as bad as
Yeah.
I did then that I did now.
I don't know. As I get older, I'm getting worse with shit
yeah,
like this.
Me
that
too.
was
Like,
too deep, too long, dude. You just need
Yeah.
to know that you're bleeding.
Yeah,
That's
like
it.
prick the fingertip. Like,
Dude,
have you
I
seen
know.
a movie?
I thought he was just
He's,
gonna
like,
like
digging
slice
in
his
there.
finger. I'm
Yeah.
like, brother, you're going for the face. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like,
We're going in.
Oh, you're going down the alley too. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Oh.
that part with the music there is
Yeah.
nuts. It's
And when-
unbearably loud,
yeah.
and that's why that whole scene works.
Oh yeah.
Same deal when Oscar Isaac hits Kyoko's
Right,
jaw off and
right.
it goes.
Yeah. It like
Ooh,
changes
that was
right
eerie.
there.
She
Yeah.
when she showcased that she was a robot. Very eerie.
It was very end of
Yeah.
Annihilation. Like
Yeah.
the way her face looked underneath the skin
Yes.
looked like
like the
Well,
like the
it was
alien.
also very Terminator.
It was. Yeah.
It was Terminator.
I mean,
but
that's kind of
because
how
the
I felt when
eyeball.
he was
Yeah.
going for the wrist
Yeah.
with the razor blade. I'm like, is he gonna pull it up and go, listen to me
Uh.
very carefully?
Oh no.
I know that scene, man.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
It's executed perfectly.
Yeah.
I love when there's so many things that go into this. This movie could go a lot of places. I kind of wish it's almost like could be a show, like we're saying with like devs or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like creepy shit happening with the AI and like we're not really knowing.
Little Westworld.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
Westworld. Maybe devs planning shit into the programming that like
Mhm.
is kind of sketch. Mr. Robot-y vibes
Oh, yeah.
to it. It's all interesting to me, and I feel like Nathan was kind of like planning on Caleb, like maybe not making it like
Mhm.
out of here, because like he has like
think he was.
he's like
yeah,
video
because he says like I was looking for someone with no attachments,
right,
like
Yeah.
no
and
family,
and he was like, you know, his room's being taped and stuff. He's like, I don't know, are you okay? I mean, I woke up to you slicing your throat, or you're slicing your throat, slicing your wrist open and punching the mirror. Like
yeah.
he has a case now against
Yeah.
Caleb. Like, oh, he was
Ooh.
crazy. I don't fucking know. Like,
You know what I would love? Like, if it turns, this is like maybe cliche, but I would have loved to like,
it's a romance.
God, super space science romance.
between Caleb and Nathan.
If Nathan was like a serial killer, like he
He
gave
kinda
off
is,
he,
man.
yeah.
He gives off
technically
vibes.
you're right. Yeah, he is.
Mhm.
I don't know. His closet full of the old robot
Yeah.
girls was very like murdery.
yeah, that was
kinda
very much
weird.
like, oh, check out my skin suit
Yeah,
collection.
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, yeah.
Kind of weird.
And
And
over here.
watching the video of him testing all the previous generations was weird.
Yeah,
And-
especially the legs, like
Yeah,
just the legs.
yeah, just
that was
standing
like
there.
the creepiest shot.
It-
It's
that
just
really
so creepy. It's so
was.
subtle, and you're just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
What happened
Like,
to
I-
her?
Though, like it's like him building her
Yeah,
up.
it's
right?
like-
Oh, that's
yeah,
right. That's
just-
right. I thought it was going backwards.
Nah.
Or no, I thought it was going fast forward. Yeah, whatever.
But
I forgot. I thought it was.
and then
her-
like the girl like basically clawing her arms off
Yes,
yeah, that
very
was
scary.
freaky as
from
shit.
trying to break out.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
creepy.
The fact that I think the movie wins here is when we're all feeling bad for the robots. Like we're
Yeah.
all like, oh, this is unhumane, like type shit. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's how you know the movie's like doing a good job. Like we've already connected with Ava at that point. We already feel for her.
And Kyoko.
Yeah, and Kyoko,
Kyoko,
and
my
like
girl.
we already we're empathizing for these robots, like literally robot. And to Nathan's point, they're machines,
Yeah,
and there's gonna be people like that, and there's people like that now.
right.
We're getting into this time. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying I like doing this movie now, because we are like I said with this. I forget what they named that robot, but go watch
Mhm.
the Will Smith interview thing. Like we're getting into this time. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna start becoming weird as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, in our lifetime, like
Oh yeah,
100%, we're gonna see artificial intelligence,
Well,
and
and
it's gonna
just
be weird to
yeah.
start.
Again, what we do with that power, or what we see people do with that power, is fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
Like people are like having sex with these things. Like we can't deny that. Like that's happening.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna happen. I mean,
It's gonna happen, but
that's
like it's kind
that's
of
how
happening.
the formats like, or that's how like the different video formats always get decided. It's like, oh,
Uh-huh.
what porn is selling? Like it's
Exactly.
blue. Like if
Yeah.
if porn backs Blu-rays, then that's how Blu-rays came out on top. That's how DVD came out on top over
Damn.
VHS, HD
Yeah.
VHS.
Yeah. Dude,
We're
him,
fucked up, man.
him designing Ava off his porn profile.
That was.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
well,
when
he
was
That was the
said?
implication.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When was that
Okay.
said?
When-
he was like because he was like figuring by this point Caleb's like figuring out like what's going on really, that like it's really about him, not
Yeah.
about Ava in a way.
Okay.
And he was like questioning Nathan.
The whole
He's-
sex talk.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
well. He was questioning Nathan. He's like, "Did you?" Because at this point, she had fully opened up to him and stuff, and he
Mhm.
had like admitted he was in love with Ava.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Did you base her face off my porn profile?" And Poe was like,
he was like
what are-
running a search engine.
Yeah.
Has its,
Oh.
what's the point of running a search engine or something like
Yeah.
that?"
he like references the fact that he runs the search engine, so like he has access to this stuff.
Oh, I didn't.
It was when he was revealing like it was when he was revealing like, oh yeah, you know, no family,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
connections,
Yeah.
like lives
You
alone.
walk in the room, that's a porn star.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like what?
No, I think like you can do it subtly, and I think that's kind of like that's fucking weird, and shit's gonna happen like that, dude. It's gonna be weird.
But yeah, I mean that makes like this whole experiment, like basing Ava's design off of this one particular guy's interests, like
Upsetting.
Right.
man, how
so-
long would that have taken to like plan this from start to finish?
Right.
And why?
And like with it
Pl-
makes
plus
me
what's-
question his attention span because of like how he's clearly like an alcoholic and like
Yeah.
but he's
Which-
apparently a high functioning alcoholic.
Which is interesting as well. We don't know about the previous generations if they were tested the same way that Caleb's been tested.
Yeah.
It almost seems like this is the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It almost just seems like, as Nathan as a character, he knows it works. Maybe with Kyoko, or maybe like he just knows like that he's built the right thing,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do this test for like shits
Or
and giggles."
he's just
almost.
sick
Like-
of being with these robots. He wants a human companion.
Yeah, so he makes like an excuse to kind of
Yeah.
get someone out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Do you guys have anything else that you really like though, off the top of your head?
I like the subtle anxiety building that Alex
Tension building. Is
tension
huge.
building, like the turning point of the movie when I don't know if you would call it the turning point, correct me if I'm wrong, but the you know, when you're introduced to Kyoko, you're like, all right, like this is a little like sex slavey, it's kind of fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
Mhm.
okay, who is she? You think she's human. You're
Yeah.
made to assume that
Right.
she's human. And then the whole dance scene, you know, are basically the poster of the movie should
Right.
should have been.
The dance
Um,
scene is interesting. I think it means a lot more than just.
It tunes you into the fact that like she's way too in sync with this dude. There's no way that she's not programmed to do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get the full picture there of that she is a slave almost, essentially.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then like he's just standing there like, what the fuck is going on? Like it was. It
I'm
was
about to tear up
after-
this dance for me.
Yeah.
How about that, dude?
You tore up her picture. I'm about to tear up the fucking dance floor, dude. Check it out.
In his little onesie
Oh my
with the zip
God.
down. I mean, it's a look, but damn, the vibe was creepy. But like
He's hilarious.
like that, and it's just it gets under your skin, and then the whole where he takes the key card out of his pocket and he's drunk and sleeping on the couch. And then,
Yeah.
like, you're on a time clock. You know, when you set that time clock, there's obviously going to be
Yeah.
anxiety, but just the way it was filmed.
And then things
I don't know,
happen without
appreciate
your
it.
knowledge. Do you like that?
What do you mean?
So we're in the whole first part of the movie.
Mhm.
It's through Caleb's perspective. Like we're living through Caleb's perspective.
Mhm.
Then the key card happens, and then we find out later that he actually did stuff without
like,
our
behind the
knowledge.
scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like it kind of changed perspectives almost. Did you like that, or were you kind of like, what? Like we didn't get to see it. I mean, like
Oh.
we see him programming a little bit, but we really don't know what the hell's happening. Like we're just kind of sitting there.
I thought that was a really fun twist.
I liked it.
yeah.
I liked
I
it.
thought it really.
It's a
worked.
double twist, you know. Nathan's like, I got you, and,
Yeah.
and he's
It's
like,
very
"Nah."
typical like mystery movie kind
Yeah.
of thing, which
aha.
I guess is like maybe unusual in a movie like this, but in the context it worked. For
It
me.
works
Yeah.
here. I think they do a good job at the way they wrote it.
That's not your key card. That's my key card.
Funny. I already programmed her to break out. like I was
I
just
did
kind
it yesterday. Hey.
Ransom?
literally.
I was waiting for one of us to do it.
I think it worked. I wasn't too mad about it. I have more problems with Donald, dude, in this movie.
His acting.
I'm not feeling him, and that's one of my dislikes. But before we go over there, I just want to say I really like the death of the god scene with Nathan dying.
Oh my god!
I think
him slowly backing into that knife. And it's
fuck,
just like,
dude, fuck that scene, dude.
Oh,
Fuck
it's
that
so smooth. It's like
it's
that's what I
creepy.
said,
it's so
ugh.
yeah, it's buttery smooth.
It's-
yeah.
That's
It's like,
not how you
that
get
was a
stabbed.
sharp knife.
There's
And I think
no
that makes it
way.
more
There's-
eerie, like
yeah,
more
it's
uneasy.
super unnerving.
Is like how
And then
easily
just like
that was.
kind of stabbing him in the front too.
Yep, very
just
slowly.
One of those, just
Dude, it's so like why do they have to do it so slow? And I think
we have a fan of the
we have
pod,
fans
Alex,
outside.
leaving.
I think that's I don't know. They do a good job. It's just with the cutting the wrist. Like, it's really slow. It's a long scene, and this is kind of the same way. Like, how do we make it eerie? We make them watch longer, or we make it dragged out a little bit more. I don't know, man. I was fine with that scene, and I watched it again, and I'm like,
flesh and like machine, right?
Yeah, and
It
you're
plays
like,
with that.
and it's kind of.
Ugh.
I mean, she does acknowledge she has batteries. She charges them.
Oh yeah.
But it's kind of like, it's almost even more scary because we're human, and you're like, well, we're gonna build these things that are gonna outlive us. And even Nathan talks about that. Like, they're gonna be talking about us when we're fossils.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
With barbaric tools and like that kind of stuff. And it's just like, fuck.
It makes me think of have you ever read the short story I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream?
I haven't.
No, but I've heard of that. I've read like little stuff.
That sounds creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah, the cover is very creepy.
Yeah, it's super messed up, but it's about like runaway artificial intelligence, like enslaving the earth or like taking over the earth and like just leaving like 4 or 5 humans to torture for all of eternity over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very dark. But
how do they live?
It's an all-knowing, all-powerful AI that's
so they keep them alive.
Yeah, like finds ways to like just keep them alive, like just keep them on the brink of death constantly.
That's what AI will do to you,
dude.
But yeah,
we
like,
need to stop right now, dude.
Reading that as a young kid, I was like, I don't feel great about AI.
I mean,
don't.
Elon's warned us, bro. We need to stop now. Elon,
Stephen Hawking, like, yeah.
We know
Isaac Asimov wrote whole laws about it.
It's called ignorance.
I mean, if we make them to think like humans
suck.
And we start and we
think like
why
dogs.
Are we doing that?
If we no, but I'm saying like if
for
we
our own pleasure, and
I
it's
guess,
fucked up.
But if we make them to think like humans and then we discriminate against them and do those things, then they're going to revolt.
Gonna learn those
Why don't we learn from our own history?
We want to be God. We want that power.
Because we suck.
I don't want that power. I'm just a civilian here. Maybe I want an AI friend, but I'm not going to freaking kill it.
I believe someone said,
we're going to do this.
No one man should have all that power.
Yeah, that's true.
One man.
What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer?
God, you're quoting Kanye right now.
You know that song? Do you remember that song? Do you remember that song?
Yes, I remember that song, bro. It's on the Gatsby. It's on the Gatsby soundtrack.
Is it?
Yes.
You're lying.
Yes.
That's wild.
Leo.
Church in the Wild.
Leo.
What's a king to a god?
Exactly.
Now you're talking about the 1980s Great Gatsby
yes,
movie, right? Okay, yeah.
Wait, what?
No.
Oh my
dude.
God! Stop it, you guys! I'm so gullible.
Was Kanye even born? I
That's
don't know.
what I'm saying. I was like, what the? Wait, what?
Let's get into dislikes. We gotta go. We gotta hop over the fence.
Do you have a dislike?
I got a couple weird things.
I feel like I'm so neutral on this movie. Like
it's pretty neutral, but like I don't like Donald Gleason in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. Maybe because we didn't get enough backstory on him, and we're just kind of like, here's your protagonist. I don't even know if he is the protagonist. I mean, I think Ava would be in this.
I feel like you just don't like him as an actor. You didn't like him as Hux.
I love him as Hux. I hate what they did with him in Last Jedi and then in Rise.
I feel like
I
liked him a lot in Black Mirror.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you see his Black Mirror episode?
Yeah, I've seen
it. It was very similar to this.
Yeah, I felt like his character in this was a little bit more stilted than he was in Black Mirror, but I don't think he was. I personally didn't have a huge problem with his acting. I felt like he's not quite up to the par Oscar Isaac was in this movie.
Yeah, maybe,
or
I don't know.
Alicia Vikander was in this movie, but
I don't
here's
think
how I
she's the
feel.
best like, I don't think she's that great.
I don't think she is, but I'm saying.
I mean, she's
feel like
playing a robot, but I think she does such a good job playing.
Yeah,
a robot.
and I think her and Poe, and I don't, I wasn't on set, but I feel like they had more direction than Dommel for some reason. It just felt like he felt restricted. I don't know.
I think
maybe that's a tone.
I think Donald was also like, this was an early.
Kind of early for him.
Yeah. He's
pre Harry Potter. He was in Harry
Potter,
wasn't he?
Was he? No, he wasn't.
Oh yeah, he was Bill.
He's Bill.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
the banker.
Bill
right?
Weasley.
The banker. Wasn't Bill Weasley a banker?
Is he a banker? I don't know.
Oh, I thought Bill Weasley went to the.
Stay tuned for our Harry Potter series.
Oh my gosh.
I thought Bill Weasley was the oldest brother who like went to Romania to like work with
that's
dragons.
The one
gotcha.
Yeah.
He's in it for like what 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, he's hardly in it.
I also feel like he's a theater actor. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know for
I get
sure,
that
but
vibe.
like,
I don't know. I
I
get
don't
that
know.
vibe.
yeah, I get that
You should
vibe.
see his picture on IMDb. It looks very theatrical.
Is it really?
It's
It
black
looks
and
very
He's
white.
what?
literally holding a skull and wearing a.
It's
Wait, it looks what?
it's black and white. He's got full beard.
All right, keep talking
going.
while I
He's
search.
he's gazing off into the distance. I'm like, look up his IMDb, dude. Look it up. Look it up.
He
look-
can
Look
grow
right
a
there.
full beard. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he can.
Talk about it.
Yeah, no, that looks
That's like I wrote a book.
He's
yeah, that looks like that's in like the program for a play.
Yeah, it's like
what? He's literally wearing a sweatshirt.
I know that looks like it's in the program for a play.
No,
like-
that looks like it's like a TED Talk, and it's his presentation behind him.
and now
He does look good with the beard,
my
though.
the
God.
creator
He
of
does.
Google
Oh,
it pops up.
he was Christopher. Now I'm going down a rabbit hole.
He was
A
who?
Gleason hole?
Gleason hole.
He was who?
A Dom hole.
A
Oh, he was in
hole?
that stupid movie with the AI
Why
animals.
is Yoda here?
The AI animals?
I mean the CG animals,
Oh,
and it's like
I thought you were
I
about to
forget
start
its
talking
called.
about
What
Ted
is that
Chiang.
wig?
Dude, get off.
That's wild. That just
Anyways, I don't
that
feel
looks like Q from James Bond.
An imitation.
I-
A kid playing him for Halloween.
I don't think it's his best work. It's early on. I give him
Mhm.
that. I don't know. I felt kind of just like
Just thinking of the picture. Sorry.
maybe that's what they're going for. But every time he was talking, I just felt kind of awkward, and
Huh.
I don't really buy his love interest for Ava.
That's fair. I didn't.
I think
either.
it's just kind of like happens. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you love her. He's like, oh yeah, I do.
Well, yeah,
like,
that
it's
he
not
was
like-
just going with what
yeah.
people were telling him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like he's just going with the flow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like I don't buy it. I get that he's like amazed by it, right?
Mhm.
Like after the first session, but though after the first session he ever talks to her, he's like, she's fucking amazing, and
Yeah.
like this is kind of what I'm expecting, right? As a
Yeah.
viewer, I'm like, okay, he should be freaking the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's sick,
It's like
right?
Clearly,
Yeah,
like,
it's amazing.
human-looking
But
AI.
already you can kind of tell like he's in love with her. Like it's almost like a love at first sight type thing.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, tell me some more. You know, Nathan's like,
But
tell
I
me
mean,
some more about
that's
it.
porn, right? Like that's
I guess.
like that's
Fuck, this has a
It's-
more.
it's not
metaphorically
actual
porn.
love. Like I don't think it's actual love at all. I think it's really he's lusting after her,
So
and
literally,
she's in love with him.
She's
do you
not,
think
though.
she's actually in love with him?
Well, not like okay, not in love
There's
with
a
him. but-
theory though.
God damn it.
Drop it later.
No, but I think that she does a better job of portraying like her interest in him than
Yeah.
he does in her, and him with her, it's more like, oh, she's so pretty,
Right.
and she's a robot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that she, even though she's a robot, like does a better job portraying
Damn.
emotions towards him.
So my thing with his character, was that like in the beginning, he didn't really know. I don't know if this is him
Mm-hmm.
or directing or writing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but like it was almost as if he didn't know what role to play, because in the beginning he was very like flinchy geek of like, oh, like this when he gets off the helicopter, and he's very awkward and like anybody
Yeah.
would be, but like he plays it off very, very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Very dorky. Like
yeah,
your
but it's
typical
funny
dork
and
of
like the robot
oh.
or the doors like stand in front of the scanner. And he's like-
Exactly.
Yeah.
he does
Exactly,
like
and
the
then,
funny
like,
picture type
It's
thing.
like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
But and then he meets him, and it's like meeting your idol almost, but it's like, oh my god, like, oh my, can't, like, I'm so excited to meet you,
Which
blah,
is
blah, blah.
which is also weird
But-
because we don't even know anything about Nathan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also like a little over halfway through, he starts turning into this cold like monster almost, like when, and it's fair, I'm gonna like, in his defense, it's because Nathan sucks.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
when he was drunk and like, where's my key card, and he's like, it's just very calculated.
Yeah.
And it was very
It was
opposite
weird,
of
yeah.
what we were introduced to him in the beginning. And
That's
there wasn't
true.
enough in the middle of that to be like, oh yeah, this makes sense for how cold he's being.
And we're not even led to believe like it was a long time. Like we're told this was 1 week.
Yes.
This
right.
was
Yeah.
1 week in this one spot.
Yeah. It honestly feels like 2 days.
Yeah. It feels very quick.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like a week.
Yeah, it is a week, and it's kind of funny that they allude to it in the dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, time flies when you're having fun. Like they kind of like, and he's like, yeah, I can't believe it's already
It's
been
your
a
last
week.
day.
Yeah, dude.
How about that,
Poe-
buddy?
Oscar
gonna
Isaac
drink
is
some sparkling
hilarious,
water.
dude.
Yeah.
Today's special. It's your last day. Helicopter comes tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm like, bro,
Oh,
they're
no.
just driving
Oscar
excellent.
Isaac
Denies
it
the drink.
does such a good job portraying like a bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like, he does such a good job just being like, fuck yeah, man.
It's
like,
weird though.
thanks
He's
for coming
wearing
by.
he's wearing wife beaters half the movie.
Yeah.
too.
And gym shorts.
Yeah, like
The
I
little
mean-
velvety, like not the velvety, but that sheen. Oh, I hate those.
But he
shorts.
just he
Me
feels
as CEO.
so much like a real person in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
movie.
dude, you know what's funny? The credits start rolling,
Yeah.
and Brooke goes, "That was Oscar Isaac." I was like, "My God, babe." I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I love her.
And she's like, "Well, it totally makes sense now, but like I didn't even notice because
I
his
love
beard and
her.
his shaved head. I mean, like
Shaved head.
she's
He
only
did
seen
look
him
different.
as Poe.
Immediately after that, I wanted to watch Inside Llewellyn Davis because I haven't seen it. And it's
I haven't
another
seen it
Oscar
either.
Isaac movie where he has a full beard.
Oh, okay.
and Adam Driver.
Adam Driver's
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Right?
that's right.
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah.
Dude,
And just
everything's always connected. You guys think we
Yeah.
just do connected movies?
We
Look at real movies,
It
man.
just happens
They're all
naturally,
connected.
man.
Everyone's
Yeah.
worked
It's all
together.
natural.
That's one feature that I really wish IMDb had is like, oh, I want to find something that had this person, and then you just search it, and then
Yeah.
it shows these are things that these two people worked on or were both. in.
Wow.
Like,
Become a
why is that
coder,
not
man.
a
Make it
part?
Dude,
yourself.
why did you submit that
easy.
live? You gotta write that down and get it trademarked or
Yeah.
something.
Copyrighted right
A,
here.
a,
You
bu-
heard
a
it.
buddy of mine and myself have been talking about that for like 10 years.
Yeah.
We know a company.
You know, a company.
No, we don't.
Dude,
Dude,
send
you
an
could
email to
easily-
Sean. Like we'll
Yes.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get.
We could-
we'll get
Carol,
on it.
right.
We could easily get that developed, just
Yeah.
all right, pick your two actors.
Cut that.
Boom.
Cut it.
Pick your two actors, boom, hear all the movies they've been in together.
Yeah.
Or worked on.
Easy.
Maybe one was a producer. I don't know.
Get
Brad
all your
Pitt.
Alex Garland and your Rob Hardys together, and
Dude.
you've
Yeah.
got two movies.
Sorry. Side note: Bradley Cooper produced Joker.
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't know
so,
that.
Yeah, so I was like, why the fuck is he here? But
Exactly.
when we were watching the
When we watched
Oscars, but
Oscars.
I knew he's a producer. I mean, he's
Because
done.
he worked with Todd on Hangover.
Yeah.
But like, I was like,
yeah,
like, why
and
is
he's
Bradley here?
and he's done. He did American Sniper. Like he
Oh,
helped
okay.
Did
produce
he
it.
produce
And
Stars Born?
Stars Born. He produced and directed, right?
voice.
Did he? Did he
That's Sam
direct?
Elliott.
Yeah, Sam Elliott.
He directed too.
Did he?
Yes.
In Stars Born, I believe.
Yee.
I feel like he did.
Bradley,
Yes.
dude.
Bradley.
Bradley Daddy.
All right, so I'm not feeling Caleb.
Okay.
I don't know if I buy him falling for fast, but
Mhm.
I do get what you're saying. Like it's porn. It's just like, yeah, I just want a banger, I guess.
Oh,
That
wait,
robot, I want to bang.
that one in the window.
How much is that robot in the window?
And then
Can I say something I dislike?
yeah, go ahead.
And I'm surprised you don't dislike this.
Oh,
Maybe you do.
Maybe I have it written down.
I feel like the sessions, it's a cop out. And
I
to
knew
go
you were
off-
gonna bring sessions out. I forgot the sessions were a thing
Me
until
too.
it came up, and I'm
Same.
like, Nicole's gonna hate it.
But like what you were saying about it doesn't feel like a week.
Mm-hmm.
It
I feel
doesn't,
like
yeah.
the sessions were a cop out to be like, oh yeah, time is passing,
Yeah.
and we didn't like
Yeah.
movies. Rarely, if ever,
Well,
need stuff like that.
The sessions don't really feel like sessions either.
I think
Exactly.
And it makes sense now when you think about it because Nathan knows there's no sessions. Like Caleb doesn't need any sessions. Anytime Caleb steps in the room, it's the test of Ava getting to manipulate Caleb
Yeah.
and to get out or to try something new.
Or it
So
was
like that's why he's so open about it. You would think Nathan would be like, here are the things you're gonna ask. Like
Right.
Mhm.
you're gonna ask these 5 things or whatever.
exactly.
He's just go
like,
do
it
whatever you
wasn't-
want with it.
It wasn't set up. If like maybe it would be better if it was like set up like when he first gets to the house and he's like, yeah, I have this AI that I'm testing. I want you to do 7
Right.
sessions with it, or like I have some sessions that I want you to work with. Like if it was mentioned like that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't, right?
No,
Am I
it
wrong?
wasn't.
Yeah.
It
It's
would
not
have
really
been
set up.
yeah,
that
and it
way.
would have been kind of cool. Maybe session 1, he comes in really programmed, like
Right.
Caleb
Exactly.
comes in and he's like, what's your favorite color, and like
Exactly.
Yeah.
stupid stuff, and then he comes
like he
out.
has a
and-
book he's working
Yeah.
from.
Right.
Yeah, and he comes out, and then like nothing really developed from Ava.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I feel like we should just go free form, and then
Mhm.
and then like now we have an excuse for that. But
Or
I get what you're saying. They don't feel. I don't feel anything for them.
It's just cheap. I don't like. You don't need.
doesn't
that
really
stuff.
need to be there.
Or if like Nathan even walked in on a session, the first or second,
Mhm.
like why?
I thought he was going to.
Yeah, like why
at
wouldn't
least-
you show that? Because it would add more like suspense, I guess, of like, oh, this dynamic between him and
But
Ava. It's not what we.
But
think.
we are told that he's watching. So
I mean, to me,
I
the most suspenseful thing, the most suspenseful scenes are the ones that are not between Caleb and Ava, but the ones between Caleb and Nathan.
yeah, they are,
Like-
and especially when Caleb develops more knowledge about who Nathan is,
Yeah.
and he's just getting bitter, like Nicole said.
And I feel like there probably could have been a better way to convey time passing than just saying like this is session 1, session 2. Although I do like that as like a transitional device.
Yeah,
which Alex Garland did with Annihilation as
I'm
well.
for
with, like,
those.
Area X,
Yeah.
Southern Reach.
They
did.
tell you where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Based-
I
but
kind of
that's-
like
that's
those
loosely
titles.
based on the book, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in for those, and like Enemy kind of goes into that, and some other movies we've
Oh,
watched.
right.
But I don't know. Maybe that's just the way that if I were to do a movie, maybe that's something I would try to implement. I don't know, but
Needs more dinner scenes.
dinner tables. It's all about the dinner.
Maybe not dinner scenes,
Or-
but like
I wanted a nighttime scene of like
Yeah.
them talking in front of the window at night.
it would have been cool
Or
to see them outside. Yeah, outside
Yeah.
at night talking.
Yes.
the place was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I want to go there. I want to camp there. I don't want to. I don't want to live in that house though.
We'll
as
book
much
you
as I like
tickets.
the
Yeah,
design.
Carol. Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Let's
We'll
go
spend
to
it- we'll
let's
do
go to
a
the
po-
horrifying blue book.
We'll
blue
do
book
a
estate.
There's a crack
podcasters
in the window when you get in there.
podcasters camping trip. We'll go out there, do an
We're planning
episode,
it. Plan
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
do an episode in nature. You
Get it
guys-
on the itinerary. Thank you.
That's literally kind of the only thing. The last thing I have is why the fuck would the chopper pilot take her?
I
Oh,
know
right.
that was my dislike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
like
Yeah.
what? It's
That's like
it's not. It's
you know what?
I'm with Nicole in this because I'm so neutral with this movie. It's not groundbreaking, but it's
Mhm.
also very annoying. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, what?
He's paid to not ask questions. Probably.
He is, and okay, I watched the video and it showed the screenplay, and there is more context to the chopper pilot talking with Caleb.
Really?
And there's actually the only part is when are we going to get to his estate? That's actually the last line in the whole conversation.
So there's cut scenes.
they cut a lot out, and part of it is him saying the pilot is saying I've never even met I think his name is Bateman, Mr. Bateman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nathan Bateman.
Nathan
Yeah.
Bateman.
Yeah.
Why
Not to be
they
confused
use
with
why they
Patrick.
use Bateman?
Patrick.
That's
Distant cousin.
dude, he
Same
could
universe?
be same
Same
universe.
universe.
It
Yeah.
could be his grandfather or something, dude. I don't know about that.
His grandson.
It's eggshell white.
Slightly
My
more.
God, it even has a watermark.
Dude, we need to do American Psycho.
Oh man, that'd be a good app.
That'd be a weird app.
He says like I've never even met him. I just pick up his clients from the airport and
In the
don't.
screenplay you read?
Yeah, and don't ask questions.
Oh, so
so
he thought that was
Oh.
too easy. He was like too easy.
yeah, but
They
like
wouldn't
that would
get
have
it.
paid off for the end at
Yeah,
least.
it would have
like-
at least explained that. Like, if you're gonna do that, then
Absolutely.
like you don't need to show her being picked up in the helicopter. Like, show her leaving the compound and then show her in a city.
Yeah.
We can gather she's a robot.
She
She'll
doesn't
find-
sleep. She's gonna just fucking.
Yeah.
She could run there
Although
in 5
she does
minutes.
have to charge her batteries.
I know. So there's.
That's another.
She's just gonna go to the power grid, bro.
yeah, that's
Terminator style.
I was
Oh,
about to
I
say
didn't even
Iron
think
Giant
of it.
style, but
I didn't even think of that.
She's this freaking Spider-Man Electro
God.
style, dude. Yeah, there's a second movie that needs to come out for that,
yeah.
And, you
and
can
it's
write
called season 2 of Westworld that's coming out this year.
Season 3. I
'Cause
thought it was
season 3.
Or season 3, yeah, they're entering the city, bro. It's
Haven't
totally
watched.
different
I haven't
movie. It's a totally
watched.
different show at this point.
I don't care if you spoil it, but I haven't.
I saw the trailer. I'm like, this is even the fucking same show.
I know. Like every season has been a different show.
Yeah,
Is
and
Evan Rachel Wood still in it?
who's that? The white
main,
girl?
The main white girl. in the first
Dolores?
season.
Yeah, she's.
I think she's still in it. I
She's
think she's
in it.
like the connecting part.
I know. 'cause
But
Aaron Paul's in it.
spoiler.
Nice
I'm not gonna
pause.
say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah,
Tell
don't.
me.
I'll tell
spoil
you
it. I
after.
haven't
I'll
seen
tell-
season
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Okay.
He hasn't
My
even
bad, my
seen it.
bad.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I need to rewatch it though because I always.
I
gotta
haven't watched
recap.
anything at all.
But yeah, that part was funny. I'm like, okay, chopper pilot just getting his check. Whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
Hey,
It did
I mean,
take me out of it a little bit.
What
when
is
I
what
saw
is
that
she
part.
gonna do
Acting,
though?
though.
She's
I
not
know.
gonna go out
Still
there and
took me
just.
out.
She's not just gonna go out there and kill humanity though. So
No,
Yeah,
I think
what?
she truly wants to like
just be
see the
with him.
world
Yeah.
and like be among people because she's been a rat in a cage, and now she,
God, dude.
despite all her rage,
we're gonna fall in love with AI, dude.
Do you think she?
Imagine that. Imagine that one night stand. That's gonna be interesting.
Joaquin can tell you all about it.
Yeah, or it's not AI. It was a real human, but when she puts the thing on her ear.
Well,
and,
she like puts on like
hires a
skin,
human.
but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
her parts aren't real parts.
Do you think
I'm just
that?
talking.
Listen, there's a sensor grid between her
Yeah,
legs.
there's a
Wow, how
if
do you think I did it?
if you hit it in the right way, it releases a pleasure.
Look, you have fun. She has fun. It's all fun. It's my
She's a
Oscar
robot.
Isaac
You're a
voice.
human.
I don't know where that voice was.
Do you think after being out in the wild or into the world for however long, this is us just making up an ending?
Right.
Do you think she would come back for Caleb?
Yeah, and does Caleb die is the real question.
Yeah, I feel like she might come back for him and not understand he's dead by now. Like,
You think so? You
Whoa,
think
she has to have
gonna
knowledge
die.
though of that, right?
I don't know. I really don't know because
She's like, "Oh, you didn't live without water, you bitch."
Good luck.
I don't know. Like her going out in the world, like maybe she comes back to him and he's like on the verge. I just feel like the ending is more powerful if Caleb dies.
Yeah,
As
I think
much of a
it's-
bummer that is.
Yeah, I think it's definitely implied she's not coming back.
Yeah, but like that's also a bit.
Also,
cliche, too, of,
Kyoko's
like,
death is kind of weird too.
Yeah, like it's. I don't.
He didn't necessarily
Kyoko
destroy
shouldn't
her.
have died. I
Yeah,
don't think.
he-
Yeah,
just hit a draw,
wish.
right? Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
he destroyed her. Like he stuck the
Stuck the-
dumbbell through her head.
Yeah, because
Like,
she has a brain.
Yeah, so we would know she's dead. But like,
So that
It's
leaves
like,
it
is there
open-ended.
weeks-
Like maybe Kyoko wakes up and sees Caleb.
maybe.
Good point.
Good point.
Yeah. Now you're thinking like a doobie.
PodPartDeux.
Doobie Squad.
Doobie Squad. We've already been
New
on.
merch. I get 10%.
What? Wait, what?
You signed the contract. I'm
We've
sorry.
already.
That's what you.
No. That wasn't in here. That
Carol,
was.
call the lawyer. Call the lawyer.
That was
Fuck,
on.
no,
That
it was in there.
That was on
Okay.
section 2, subsection 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it now. Okay.
I told you to take your time on it, and you just signed it.
We asked you to read it.
Look, I just wanted to drink this boysenberry sour, so I was.
You're.
It's
yeah.
all
I
about the
blazed through it.
seduction.
Yeah, that's purposely
It was
why.
iTunes terms
you know,
and conditions.
that's-
I was just like.
That's
whatever.
exactly why in the green room here we don't give you any water because we just want you to get in here, get the show on
We
the
want
road.
you in here thirsty.
You just come
We
in.
want him in here thirsty.
We are not selling our podcast very well. Like,
No,
we
we're not.
abuse
It's
their
great,
employees.
guys. Get on the show. We have a great time. Well, that's all I have. Honestly, that's all I have. I'm pretty neutral, like Nicole. I don't know. This is like the third time I've seen it, and is it a movie that I like want to rewatch? Is the question. I was like excited to do the episode,
Yeah.
but also I felt like I knew it all. But then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, I don't really know it all, and it's weird. I don't know. It's a kind of a weird thing. It's unique. It's unique.
I felt the same way. Like I feel like it's a movie. I don't need to watch this every year. I don't even need to watch this every other year. But every few years, I think
It's fun to
it's fun to
catch up.
revisit it.
Yeah.
I think it's a movie that's held up very well. I don't know. I feel the same way about it that I feel The Sixth Sense, in that like I wasn't sure if I was gonna get anything new out of it when I watched it. So I just rewatched it like
Yeah, you
2
guys
nights
did
ago.
one on it, right? Didn't you do an episode?
Sixth
on that,
Sense.
no.
Oh,
we did.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Um,
promoting myself on your. But
we did The Sixth Sense with Nicole.
though? Yeah.
Could that be?
But yeah, I just rewatched her a couple nights ago.
Oh, okay.
And I hadn't watched it in a couple years, and I was like, oh, okay, I totally forgot about like certain parts of this and like this
Yeah.
little tiny twist.
Yeah,
and,
there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mostly just remembered visual elements, I guess, and the beginning and the end. Like the middle was kind of blurry
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those sci-fi thrillers or sci-fi movies where I'm like, I want to watch this
Right.
a lot.
But
Like,
it's one you should watch.
it
if
is
you
one
like
you should
sci-fi.
watch.
You
If you
gotta
like
watch it.
sci-fi and if you appreciate like well shot movies, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Definitely
feel like
watch
we
it.
talk about this a lot, especially in the last few episodes, excluding American Assassin. But it's like it's a movie.
Great
that
episode. A lot of wheezes in that
you,
one.
really though, great Michael Keaton impression. It's a movie that like you would watch for a character study or like cinematography
Yeah,
study.
if
of
you're in
like
a film school
this,
or something.
yeah, of like okay, I'm gonna go and watch this clip or like this sequence for acting, cinematography. You get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
But that just begs the question, like, as a movie, what is it?
Does it hold up? You know.
I don't know. I feel like we've said that a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of people were kind of like mad it wasn't on the Best Picture slot. I don't know. I don't think it fits there. I think it's.
I don't think it does either.
I think it's
Yeah.
kind
I
of.
love the movie.
Yeah, it's a
but
great
I wouldn't
movie.
Put it there.
It's. A24 does a good job. I don't know. They
Yeah.
do a good job. They hire the right people. I think they're doing great.
It feels like they're selective with their movies, and I
They are.
appreciate that.
I think it feels like they take their time.
Yeah.
It's not fucking Blumhouse that just does
Exactly.
fucking everything. Oh, island that kills people? Yeah, let's do it. Let's fuck. When are we signing
Signing
it?
We're signing off on all of them.
Yeah, let's have it done by next week.
We got yeah.
And
A
we need
Rubik's
a
Cube on
cameo
the-
from
on the slate?
George Clooney at least though.
Oh
That's
my
gonna bring in some crowds.
We need a hit song.
But other than that, that's all I have.
That's all I got.
We move into shots we love, which
You
we were
ready?
discussing before this, and
Yes, a little bit.
is very kind of hard to do on this movie. So
Because
who
it feels like it's one.
we
whole,
let
you know,
our
scene.
guests choose. Do you want to go first, or do you want to throw it to us?
Sure, I'll go first. So I'm gonna go with one that I did briefly mention, and that is actually the video footage of
Wow.
of
Oh,
the
wow.
of
Of
the
all the
different
different
evolutions
yeah.
of the AI, and specifically the shot of the legs walking by themselves was so
Yeah.
unnerving and is so burned into my brain after watching it.
It's
Yeah.
creepy.
It
Dude.
That
is
it's
really
like-
creepy.
Like, I don't know that I'd call it a shot I love, but it's a shot that like creeped me out and gave me a nightmare.
Yeah.
The music does it. Good.
The music does such a good job. But yeah, I mean, there's a shot that we all kind of love, but I'm
You-
sure you can figure it
It's
out.
everyone's
Yeah.
favorite shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
scene.
Wait,
sequence.
which one is that?
I'm gonna pass it to you,
You
Sam.
wouldn't get it.
Damn, you passed it to me. Okay. I just gotta go for it, guys. The one I just am so I can't watch the scene. I disgusted by it, and the music is so perfect though. It's him cutting his wrists and like examining himself. Like he's literally lost his mind at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Which I kind of wish it delved a little bit more into his psychological,
I agree.
like him going crazy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It, the movie could have went left or right, but it, just kind of stayed in the middle. It didn't want to go that far, but that scene to me feels a little off place in a way because you're like, what? He thinks
Right.
he's a robot now, but like, a part of me is it's such a well done like scene though. Like,
I feel like it's what you wanted the movie to be.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
could have gone left, or he's like, oh my god, he like literally thinks he's a robot. Like this is crazy. So I think it's a great shot, and mainly because the score there just literally my house was vibrating. I have, I'm blaring the movie,
You
of
turn
course.
the speaker down.
Dude, I got my sound bar.
It's got
The
a
sub,
dad volume.
the sub was
He
just
does.
like freaking reverberating because
Jesus
of the way the
Christ.
music was made.
X-wing falling off the shelf.
Yeah, everything was collapsing. And it reminds me of Annihilation, where when that alien becomes like full form,
Oh yeah,
it like the music turns
Ugh.
psycho, like almost
It's
alien.
it's
It-
not so. Yeah, like the music that they.
The music turns with the movie, and I
Mhm.
feel like it kind of does that here. Like you're turning psycho with him until he hits the mirror and like snaps out of it.
I hate to
I-
take this off topic for a quick
Yeah,
second.
go ahead.
But I just have to say it because we're talking about Annihilation. I love that movie.
Yes.
So the
This
moment,
future episode.
so that moment where the alien like turns into that weird inside out like
Yeah,
reverberating brightness
ball.
thing. The music in that part is not from the original score. It's actually lifted from an electronic artist. It's from
Really?
Motorrat.
Really?
It's an actual track by Motorrat
Wow.
called Interlude.
What?
And
I'll
so
have to
that's
look it up. Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. I actually, that's why it sounds so different. Is because
Huh.
it's not even the same people working on it, but the
Wow.
composers did a good job of making it transition from the original score to the electronic song,
Right.
and then back to the original score.
Wow.
I don't
That's
know
awesome.
How you guys do it.
We just like music, bro.
All right.
All right, passing it to you, Nicole. A shot you love.
I gotta give a shout out to my girl Kyoko in this movie. I don't know her personally.
Oh, dang. I was like, dang. Why didn't we have her on the
mob,
show?
You know?
Get Cameron off. Get Kyoko.
I have to. I have to give her props. The actress. I don't know her name though.
It's like
I'll look it up.
Sonoya
Sonoya
Sonoya.
Mizuno.
Love it.
Yeah.
Sonoya Mizuno.
Love it. But the scene towards the end where they basically team up against Nathan. But after she whispers in her ear,
What does she whisper,
I
by the
know.
way?
Oh,
We didn't even talk
yeah.
about
does she
that.
know what, like, a secret program that Nathan says to, like, make them?
I don't
She
know.
just says like math.
E equals MC square. Connected.
She's just
just
saying
math.
numbers.
Well, a lot of it too. A lot of that
Math.
scene is kind of like I don't know.
It's the
not.
scene
It's
so
not
after
really.
she whispers in her ear, and then not that scene, but like when they slowly turn to look at Nathan. That's the shot that I love.
Down the hall.
Yeah, down the hall. It's a long shot, and it's just both like them looking at him, and
And you're like,
oh,
shit's
yeah.
about to happen
yeah,
now.
you're like, oh yeah,
And I do love that Nathan is scared of them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like he's literally scared of his
Well,
creation.
that's the only
He would
time you see
know.
his humanity
Yeah.
of like, fuck,
Yeah.
go to your room.
Those are his final.
Ava,
those are his
go
final
to your
words. They were
room.
like,
Oh shit. Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
What that scene was kind of weird. It wasn't like sexual, but it was just like they speak without speaking.
Yeah, it's
Like,
powerful. Is
You
what
can
it
tell
is.
you can tell that they're connected without having to like verbally like say anything. And
Exactly.
Ava kind of says something to her
Yeah.
ear, but like Kyoko doesn't respond, and you're assuming. Well, I'm assuming they're like transferring some sort of data
Mhm.
knowledge through each other.
Do you think she whispered something to turn Kyoko off, which is why she died when she just got hit in the jaw?
I don't know. I think she told Kyoko to kill.
Yes, but
Him.
after like doing what she wanted, to be like, okay, after you do that, fucking nights
Well,
out.
I don't know.
lights
Maybe
out.
it's kind of poetic, like Kyoko's been a slave to him, and like she kills him, and it's
But
finally
he
like
killed her. Like she dies by his hands.
I know. I'm Poe when I die.
Or
by
does
the
she
way.
die?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm Nathan when I die.
Fuck.
Unfucking believable.
I
Just
do
a
love
white
that as a
face.
final
Or a
line.
white like
Unfucking believable.
He does get super pale. Like I think that
Did
it's
he?
yeah. Like it literally looks like he's dying.
Huh,
Yeah.
I should watch
Um, like he's walking and like you can tell his face is like he's lost a lot of blood and
Yeah, I mean, you
Kinda
got
like-
stabbed in the
wait,
back and in the
spoiler.
front.
and
That's
the
a song.
twist, bro. The twist.
Oh yeah, the twist in the. Oof.
that. Wait, the twist in the what?
She stabs him in the front and then
And then
twists
twist
the
the knife.
knife.
Oh, for what reason?
Just more damage, bro.
Yeah,
How?
You need to know how to
gotta
kill
turn that
someone.
key.
Damn, that's deep.
All right. Shot score. Who's going?
I'm interested.
I'm interested in everyone's
Guess
actually.
first.
I'm gonna pass it to Nicole.
Oh fuck.
I know
give
what you're
it.
giving
What?
bro.
What did you say?
I said I know what you're giving it.
What am I
bro.
giving it?
A 2. I always guess
How
yours
do you-
right.
how do you know?
Because we talk about it. I get the vibe from you. I can kind of
Fuck,
see.
Sam surprises me like all the time. Yes, I'm giving it a 2.
Nice.
It's a fine movie. Again, neutral.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass it to camera.
Oh, do I have to pass it? Oh, is
Yeah.
that? I like
I
that.
don't know.
I like that
guess
when we
we're
have a guest.
passing now.
I'm passing it to Sam. I want to know what you get. You want to hear what both
I
of
don't
us
know.
have
like
before
I'm
you
never
make
gonna
or
go.
What
I'm
are you
like,
so
damn.
worried about? Sam?
Damn, now I have to go.
Not looking at the
It's like
teacher.
it's
I'm
literally
planning
like
on running out the back door.
like you literally have like a presentation in class and they call you up. Like, wow, I have to go.
Or like the
it's
teacher's like, next up is, and you're like,
Still working on the project. Still scribbling under your desk.
not making eye contact.
Dude,
Not me. Not
um,
me.
Looking through the backpack for the assignment that's not there.
Dude, I remember
I swear.
in my biology lab in college, we had to do like literally 20-minute presentation.
I'm out.
My group was like, "What? How are we gonna talk about this for 20 minutes?" We walk up, we didn't prepare anything, did it in 11 minutes. 11 minutes dragged, like where I was like at my part, I was last, and they were like done already, and I was like,
oh
my god! I looked at my
You didn't
watch. I'm
say
like,
shit for me.
yeah, I'm like, wow. So my part, and I'm like dragging it out.
Oh my God.
11 minutes. Guy gives us an A still.
That's college. That's college.
My professor literally gave no shit. He's like, yeah,
That's
whatever. You
fucking
guys did all right.
You
Just
went
make
up.
next time. 20
College
minutes.
does not matter, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't. It's a joke.
Nothing matters.
Super side tangent. I'm giving it. I'm going with Nicole. I'm giving it a 2. I can't give it a 3. I think it's too harsh. A 1 is a little too nice. I think the 2 is where it deserves. I think I don't know. I like Domhnall Gleeson. I'm not saying I don't. I just feel like maybe we need something more from him.
Yep.
Maybe we need a little bit more character development. Like we follow him for a little bit more before he goes and wins this thing. We even learn, or we even learn that he signs up for this. Like,
Yeah.
it just happens, and you're like, what am I watching? You know,
he
it
looks
does pay
excited.
off. They do tell you stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
is fine. But maybe we needed a little bit more so we knew who he was, and then we bought him liking Ava a little bit more. But
Feel
that he feels like he falls in love with a little too quick, and I don't know, maybe Poe just really outshines him. Nathan, you know, Oscar Isaac, I think just does a great job.
Yeah.
Beautifully shot, beautifully talented director and photography there, and definitely amazing visual effects. Still holds up.
Nice.
Still holds
Love
up.
it.
That's my summary.
I'm giving it one shot.
Okay.
Nice.
I think it's a fantastic movie. As I said before, it's not a movie I would watch every year, which
Yeah.
is what I would kind of qualify for like a zero shot movie.
Mhm.
But it is a movie that I feel like I notice a little something different each time. My problem with it is it's one of the few cases where I feel like the movie is not as long as it should be. Like,
Wow, yeah.
It's one of the very few movies I can think of where I'm like, I want to see. Like, I don't see anything in the movie I would cut, but I do see
Yeah.
parts of it that I want to see
Add.
more of.
Yeah. I definitely
maybe,
think they could rework it a little.
yeah, maybe not necessarily like full on backstory of characters, but like backstory of motivations, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. Or psychotic breaks.
yeah,
Of,
like
how it's
seeing
affecting them clearly, like very clearly.
Yeah, like I want to see more of the experience within the compound, or more of Nathan and Caleb's relationship throughout the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe really hammer home like the moment where they're in the kitchen and
On
Caleb
his
is
last
trying to
day.
get
Yeah.
and Caleb is trying to get Nathan to drink. I felt like that was a really cool scene. I'd love to see more scenes like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Yeah,
you
that-
knew
that's
Nathan
great.
knew at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nathan
he
did
did.
know about
Yeah.
that at that point.
I know.
No, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he plays it
like
you,
you,
bro.
I know he
Freaking-
does.
Like, I think you notice I've fallen off the wagon a little bit lately. I
you know, I
Like,
woke
I'm all
up
think it's
today.
time for a little
I'm all
detox.
passive aggressive.
I woke up today. You know, I said, "That's it. I'm done." I'm like, this guy's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Cameron, thank you so much for being on the show.
What a refreshing
Thank you for
episode.
having
I
me.
enjoyed
Thank
Yes,
you for the beer.
it was
course.
awesome show. PodPartDeux, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple, Podbean, all the things.
All of it.
And you guys should reach out to us, Film Crawl, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What did you think of Ex Machina?
Thank you.
Would you protect the AI? Are you just going to use them to slave? What are you going to do to your AI when
Don't
you get
allow
it?
to that. Like, you don't want those DMs.
I'm
at
open
all.
for the conversation. Let's hear about it.
We want to know who to block.
Yeah, someone's like, I'm going to slave.
Jesus.
I'm going to have 3 of them. One of them's going to wash my shoes.
You know there's one of them out there. It's like that scene in Heavy Rain, that game.
Oh, my
Holy
dude.
shit. The taxidermist? Do you know that?
I the only thing I know about Heavy Rain is that the game where there's a button where you can Jason.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I know about that game.
it's-
And it's on PS3.
Yes.
Look up Let's Plays of the taxidermist Heavy Rain. Fucking, do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
I do, dude. I
It's
know what you're talking
fucking
about.
bad. Oh, it's good.
Have you played
but-
Detroit Beyond Human?
No, but
All
I've
right. All right.
watched.
This is a gaming podcast
Yeah.
now. We will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace.